Hey, what's up, guys? And I got a video for you today, which sounds crazy, but my right hand to God, it's the truth. The Jehovah's Witnesses believe that Revelation 11 applies to them, the two witnesses of God who will who will be killed by the beast that comes out of the pit, which is Apollyon, and the whole world will see them and rejoice at their death because these two prophets have tormented the earth because these two prophets can curse the earth as many times as they want, trying to get people to come back to God by showing them their divine power over the weather, over the elements. Like Moses did. Moses called the 10 plagues. Elijah defeated Ahab and that wicked witch Jezebel. As you recall, on Mount Carmel, he was mocking them and laughing at the worshippers of Baal or the devil, and then proved them to be false prophets. And he had the pleasure of slewing all 50 of them. But anyway, the Jehovah's Witnesses believe that Revelation 11 applies to them. So, Jehovah's Witnesses, if a revelation applies to you and you are the two witnesses, are you cursing people? Because it says the two witnesses are allowed to curse people as often as they wish. Now, take a walk with me. I was raised as a JW, which I loved all the Bible stories. I just knew something was fishy with that religion from Jump Street, from a little boy. And there was an elder who stalked my family, was obsessed with my mother, my mother was bipolar. This elder, he stalked my family. He did for over 5 years, did some very wicked and horrible things to me and my mother. And, I forgive the person. May God deal with him when the time is right, but I forgive him. Now, his son is something called a presiding overseer in the Jehovah's organization, he's like a big shot. And we happened to be in the same construction trade, and I saw his son. The son's name was Chris. And I didn't see his son for years. He was treating me like, I was a piece of garbage. And one day he brought in two black T-shirts. And he said, "Here, these are for you." And I said, "Well, it's awfully nice you got me a couple T-shirts." That night, and I was blind to the spiritual realm and curses. That night, as I was staying with my mother and grandmother, taking care of them, I felt uneasy, and I felt something weird was in the house. And I woke up in the middle of the night around 3 a.m. and I was paralyzed. And I saw a little being, like a little entity, a little demon on my mom. And keep in mind, this presiding overseer hated my mom for the affair my mom and his father had. Because the affair they had got his dad removed as an elder. That guy needed to say hated my mom. So he gave me those two T-shirts, and they think they're the two witnesses of Revelation that can curse the earth and people, blah blah blah. And I saw the demon clear as day in the middle of the night. I was pinned down on the floor, and I was looking up at my mother's bed, uh, and it was the weirdest thing I ever saw. Um, Immediately after that, she went into like a hypnotic haze. One of her eyes turned white, all of her teeth turned black. She started bumping herself into walls. She couldn't walk. She was falling down all over the house. She had to be admitted into the hospital for 6 weeks, and then died a year later. Um, and I've had other Jehovah's Witnesses that just want to offer me gifts, like give me things. I have one particular coworker who was always trying to give me like tools that weren't mine. I was like, no, I don't want that. Or I always wondered why, and I prayed to the Lord and I asked Him, because His people perish for lack of knowledge. I said, guide me to where, if there's any black magic or curses with giving someone an object. And absolutely, you can curse an object and give it to someone and put a demon on it and give it that person, and that demon will attack that person and create mayhem in their life. And I had a presiding overseer give me those 2 t-shirts. And then my mom goes into this crazy haze where she was falling against the walls. Her teeth literally turned jet black. Like it was something out of a horror movie that I had to live. And at that time, I didn't know the gospel like I know it now. I didn't know how to pray in the Spirit to immediately destroy that demon and put it into the abyss, because we have authority. Because I was brought up as a witness, so I didn't know if God was good or bad, because all I saw was corrupt Jehovah's Witnesses, and I was confused until Jesus actually came to me. And then I knew He was real and how awesome He is, and how He is nothing like how the Jehovah's Witnesses, Jehovah and Jesus are nothing like how the Jehovah's Witnesses paint Him out to be. So the Jehovah's Witnesses, Revelation 11, they call themselves the 2 witnesses that can curse the earth as many times as they want. And when I worked for family members that were Jehovah's Witnesses, I was constantly attacked by demons. I was in and out of the psychiatric hospitals for depression, and they're like, oh, Matt's just crazy. It's like, no, I was sexually assaulted by someone in your religion, and then stalked by me and my mother and my whole family were stalked by an elder for over 5 years. And, of course, they make me look like, as the devil does, the devil inflicts you, causes you to sin, to cope with your scars, and then condemns you for the sins you commit while trying to cope with scars. So that's a fact about the Jehovah's Witnesses. They do think they are the 2 witnesses of Revelation, and I believe I have proof that they do use black magic. Not only black magic, but Babylonian black magic. So think of that next time they come knocking. I love you, and I love the true Jesus, the true Father in heaven, who created everything and who loves all and who wants all to come to salvation. Jesus, thank you. We love you. I love you. I'm in a weird mood today after I had nightmares all night about this subject matter we're talking about. And that's part of my testimony. God strike me dead if I'm lying. Amen.